those wanting to transition from site management to client-side project management, you need to hear this. So people think that you have to take quite a significant pay cut to come across to the client side. That's not necessarily the case. So first of all, you need to understand there's two sides to the client-side project management role. First of all, you have client-side consultancy project management, where you could be part of a project management office working for a large consultancy firm like an Arcadis, a McDonald, a Mace, a Arup, for example. And you can form a function of an ECC PM, so NEC project manager, so contract administrator, so that's a project management route, or just a project manager where you coordinate a design team or an engineering team, depending on what project you're working on. Now, there's the other side of client-side project management, which is a client rep, which is where you represent the true client. So this could be like a local authority or the MOD, and you're one step closer to the ultimate client, so the ultimate either end user or the funder. So that's a key distinction that people often confuse when you say client-side project manager. So the latter, the true client side, so the client rep, is quite a different role to a consultant project manager. But the salaries are somewhat similar. So if you're a senior project manager on site, so a construction project manager, you could be looking at between sort of 60 to 80K for a senior role on site. And if you get a senior project manager role on the client side, you could be looking at similar. So there's not a massive pay drop. However, to get your foot in the door and make that transition, it's a slight different skill set. So site managers are generally good at delivery. So I call that the small d delivery. So they're good at delivering the build. But what you need to understand about client-side project management, I call it the big D. So the big, big D. The big D delivery is the whole project program, of which the delivery, so the site management or just delivering the works, is just one wedge in a bigger ecosystem, a bigger wheel of delivery. So your skill set needs to match that responsibility. So your stakeholder engagement, your presenting skills, your communication, sitting on or chairing boards is a lot more of a skill set that you may not be used to on site. So to answer the question, initially you may have to take a slight pay cut. So if you're a senior project management on the site construction management, you may enter a consultancy or a true client like a local authority as a project manager, just because you haven't yet got that experience to do that whole stakeholder, that whole project role, where you have to be a lot more attuned to reporting. You have to be quite literacy on your computer skills, and you're essentially reporting to decision makers that sit outside of any of the day-to-day